They need Muggins.
Good afternoon, or good evening, Pittsburgh. Good evening, Pittsburgh sports fans. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Sports Desk. Sorry, it's freaking off tonight here. What's up, gentlemen? Good joining me is my co-host, Edward and Tracy. What's up, guys?
Tracy, how are you?
Hi, Eddie. Hi, Billy.
Hey,
how are you?
Good. How we
William?
doing?
Very well, thank you, William.
That's good. All right. As always, got some things to talk about tonight. Steelers, Penguins, Riverhounds, Pitt. And pretty much in that order too. Got one tomorrow night, guys. The battle, what are they calling it? The Icy Hot Bowl, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Cam called it, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but first, want to recap the win, the 23-9 win over the Browns. Want to recap that one. We'll get into some things. I know, Trace, you had some questions about Freiermuth. I know we're talking, there's been a little bit of rumor about trade talks. Get into that. Penguins, I got some things I want to talk about. I watched that game last night. I stayed up and watched that debacle last night, and that's basically what you can call it. I mean, that was I'll give my 2 cents on what I think what went wrong there. I know they're on a 2-game losing streak here, getting embarrassed at home by the Rangers. Mike Sullivan coming back, getting a little vengeance, getting a little revenge, if you will. So, and then Pitt. I want to talk Pitt, man. They had a very good win against Florida State. We'll get into that, and so. But all right, let's talk Steelers. So 23-9 win over the Browns. Aaron Rodgers, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, 21 of 30, passing to 8 different receivers. Also had 100 yards rushing against one of the top-ranked, run defenses. So, what did you guys see? What did you like? Trace, I'll start with you.
First and foremost, what did I like? I liked that the offense was able to move the ball up and down the field. I thought that they had a command presence with it, right? They were able to they were handing the ball off, thinking and dunking, and then when they improvised, I think it worked too. That one where he was rolling left, and he just kind of threw it at Jalen Warren, but Jalen had done a couple good blocks to even get out there. I thought that was great. I thought the defensive front, I thought they did extremely well. One of the things I saw that is much better now is the linebackers are in position, and I think it's because the entire defense is getting healthy again. They're all communicating better, and I think it's helping. Not only that, but I think Harmon and Benton are really playing out of this world right now. Outside of that, man, I don't know. Total team effort. I mean, Killebrew went down with an injury, but there's everything. Like even the special teams did good because Boswell did great until the field gave out, right? So I mean, just a solid team. That's what I think, Billy.
Yeah, I want to save that for a little later. I want to talk about that field because I know it was a topic of discussion.
The field
is gone.
The field's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they replaced it.
It's gone already. They replaced it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not about replacing it; it's about maintaining it. And I'm going to be honest with you: the crew hasn't done a very good job. You can say what you want to say. It looks terrible, and this is year in and year out. It seems like they have to deal with these field conditions. No other team in the league has these type of field issues, and I mean that sincerely. Name one that has a worse field than what Acrisure has. My case. There's my case.
Northwest Stadium is not a good field.
What's that?
Northwest Stadium is not a good field.
Northwest Stadium.
It's not a good field. It's captured many of ACL in its time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
It's known as one of the worst fields in the NFL.
okay, so Northwest Field.
Field, yes. Do you want to know
Field.
what it is? It's in Maryland.
Chesterton
Where the
Field.
I can't hear anything he's saying.
It's in Maryland where the Redskins play. It is not a good field. It's known as one of the worst fields in the NFL.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not FedEx anymore, I guess.
It is not, sir.
Okay. Well, I missed that one. Okay.
It's A Crusher and Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, if you say so, I don't know. I mean,
It's not.
that field was terrible. That field was god awful. On Sunday, they had to be ashamed of themselves to,
Well, the point is, your point is exactly correct. Everywhere around the world, they're able to grow grass without a problem.
Well, and I don't want to hear this. Well, Pitt plays on it too. Pitt didn't play on it. Pitt hasn't played on it for they were down at Florida State. Okay, so I don't want to hear that. I know you have the later in November you have the high school the Whippeals play down there, which I mean that tears it up too. But I mean it hasn't been a good field for a long time. I mean that grounds crew I think leaves a lot to be desired. I'm I'm not a I'm not a green thumb, but I know a good field when I see one, and that's definitely not a good field.
Let me ask you a question, Billy. Do you think that Pitt would ever play at PNC Park?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. What's that?
It can fit a football field. I think that would be cool.
It could, but I don't think they would do that. So, I don't think that's. I don't think that would happen. So
maybe they'll borrow Duquesne's field for their lesser games, and then just go to Heinz Field when they have big games.
I mean, ideally, I'd like to see them just, I'd like to see them, put another Pitt Stadium on campus in Oakland.
That's ideal, but Eddie, what you're saying there, if they actually turn this team around here and start playing really well with this younger quarterback they got, you might be able to pitch a hat in there to make that happen at a venue like that.
I mean, they have very few. Their lacrosse team plays at Highmark Stadium, so once that goes to 15 to 16, it's going to be a nice, beautiful grass field. I'm sure Pitt can fit there.
Yeah. Okay, let's. I'm going to talk about Darnell Washington. I like that 36-yard touchdown pass to him. I tell you what, I liked how they were early in that game. Were getting the tight ends involved. We knew it was going to be a lot of 13 personnel. We knew it was going to be heavy tight end sets. I like it. No Freiermuth, not a lot of Freiermuth. So we want to see that. We want to see. We want to get into that. I mean, we got Pat Bernard. Patrick, what's up, brother? Malcolm Crosby at the end of their careers. You trade them in March and finish the rebuild. We'll get into that here. We'll get into that
for a couple of years. They just won't do it.
No, they're not going to do. I don't think they're going to do that. That's not, especially Crosby. There's no way that happens.
Darnell Washington did not have a touchdown on Sunday.
No, he had that 36-yard reception.
Yeah,
I misspoke. It was Connor Hayward that had that.
Yes, sir.
So, but I thought the defense was a major factor in the win. I mean, you had 6 sacks. They hit Gabriel 16 times as well. Jalen Ramsey, I like that the blitz package he was that they were utilizing with him, recorded 2 sacks off of those. When Brown's offense, quarterback Dylan Gabriel, he still had 259 yards, but he was unable to lead the Browns. He was unable to really do anything, and was unable to lead them to the end zone. That's for sure. Hey, how about this? How about the running game being shut down to the Browns? Quinshon Judkins only 36 yards on 12 carries. I mean, and I tell you what, another thing too. I thought the offensive line of the Steelers did great. I really thought they did great. I mean, hey, there was not a sack recorded on Rodgers. Steelers enjoyed the battle with the Bengals coming up tomorrow. After that, schedule gets a little heavier. I agree, Pat. Colts and Packers on deck. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that Colts team. God, I just they keep rolling, man. That's gonna be a tough one. So
Yeah, they got it together this year, don't they?
yeah, definitely. I
Somewhat.
would say, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I like the way they spread the ball around. Like I said, 21 to 30, 8 different receivers getting in on the action. That's good to see. It's good when you can spread the ball around. I thought a big turning point of that game, guys, was the roughing the kicker penalty against the Browns there in the third quarter. That gave the Steelers a fresh set of downs, and Aaron Rodgers, he capitalized on that penalty with that touchdown pass to Connor Hayward, stretching that lead to 16-3. And by the way, I mean, that was a laser shot. That was pinpoint accurate, and good catch by Connor Hayward as well. But I love that pass. Back of the end zone. I mean, that doesn't get any better than that. So, but what else did you guys see?
Well, Jalen Warren, I sent you and Eddie that video. I don't know if you watched it or not, but it was just a film breakdown of just how well he is at picking up the blitzer to help out Aaron Rodgers. Like, he has been lights out. He might be the best back in the league at that.
I don't think so, but he did a good job. I mean,
everybody he went after was completely shut down.
Here for this team, and I was out for an outsider. This team just looks exactly like the team that we saw do this good 11-0. The only problem is the only similarity, the difference they have is this team's way older. I mean, they're not really playing anybody quality yet.
Not the same team.
They're just not. I mean, they're doing. I mean, they're taking. I mean, if you look at this game and you compare it, the Lions put up 48 on them. Right, so you got 23 on them. So the Lions did 2.5 times on them. I mean,
but you guys said their defense was good.
It's the idea that they're just about average, and the Steelers. I mean, he's the second in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is 2.6 seconds. And his average distance is only 8 yards. You can't win a Super Bowl like that. I mean, there's no way to build route trees. It's just not possible. There's nowhere near enough time for him to build anything. And he does run for his life still. I mean, it's just
he does.
Seconds. I mean, it's not winning football. It's just not. And you should beat the Browns. The Browns, and actually, I had such a viral take on it after I did a lot of the research that it will not please anyone in the Pittsburgh area. But this team has the worst division in the past. It has the worst division. Period. Their division is god awful. It's just awful. This entire millennia, they've had just crap teams. Crap teams. And then I look back at other dynasties. How many more could the Cowboys have won if they didn't have to play in the NFC East? I mean, if they had these two Big 12 teams that are just terribly run, and who knows how many more they could have won? I just think the division's terrible. I mean, there's no better instance than this year. They're awful. They don't even belong in the NFL.
Because they put all their money in a quarterback, and as soon as their quarterback gets hurt, they had nothing.
Nothing. Trace, you guys got nothing. I mean, you got a 41-year-old who's doing okay. It's not.
They're doing pretty good. I mean, the last 2 weeks they separated from the pack.
When he leaves next year, and you have to actually get a quarterback, you're going to go right back down to nothing. You have to spend money on a quarterback. Period. Your formula does not work at all. It just never, and it's never worked. Can't spend all that money on a defense. Can't do it because it doesn't win championships. You got to have a quarterback, and by the way, you got to pay that quarterback. Every team has to do it. You're not immune to it. And what has that meant for you guys? All this number one spending on defense. You don't even have a playoff win. TJ Watt's never played in a playoff game and won. Never. I mean, and these are stats that are just relevant. I mean, it's great and all. You beat some crappy teams. You faced a quarterback that was decent, and you got smoked. I mean, it's going to be – and the reason why Tomlin's pissed off is because now he has to face somebody who can throw the ball in Cincinnati. He was counting on Browning. We have to play Flacco. I mean, that's why it's the stupidest idea. Like the Steelers haven't made dumb trades and or dumb draft picks. We can list them. We've listed them on the show for years. I just think they're okay. They beat the Browns. They should have beat the Browns. They're
kings of the North right now. By the way, they're number 2 seed in the whole AFC conference.
Great. They're going to lose to the 7th. They're going to
doesn't matter. They're number 2 seed right now.
Yeah, and the 7th. If they had to play today, they'd get smoked. By the 7th seed, who is I think, by the way, Denver maybe. They're just about okay.
Farmer's a dog.
They're just about okay. I mean, they truly are. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and then we'll see what they can do against the big boys. It's just and the whole point is the NFL it's not really good football. It's just not. There's no good football right now in the NFL.
Not this year. There isn't. I agree with that. There's a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Um,
I've never seen that for a team ever in my life.
Well, and I keep saying it. I attribute that to not padded the less and less padded practices
Exactly.
that they. I mean that you don't get any temperament on any of these guys at all, and that's the problem. They face live action and they get injured left and right. I mean, it's like a freaking mash unit every time. No, it is. I mean, you see 6 guys go down in a game. You know, I mean, it's just because you don't get that temperament with padded practices. They keep, they want less and less padded practices, but yet they don't want to play flag football,
Right. And the thing is the NFL really, they have all this data and they're smarter than us. They have to see that the NFL, and this is just recently, it wasn't like this when we were growing up. It wasn't like this in the early 2000s. It really wasn't.
No.
It started to happen when Billy's point 1,000% correctly. Once they redid that collective bargaining agreement and the dummies went to no padded practice, no nothing, and everybody, you have to build up calluses. You just have to. It's the way of how many players Terry McLaurin held in. He can't play now. Soft tissue injury. I mean, you go around the league, all of them are like that. TJ Watt happened to him. He held in. He was terrible. He missed how many games. You have to have, it's like being a swimmer and all you do is play badminton all day long. You don't swim, you don't do anything. You just play badminton. Football for a reason. And they have the skull cap, so it's not really an issue because you can wear those in practice,
Yeah, it's just they've, they continue to keep doing this, and then they just don't understand why. Oh, why do we have so many injuries?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have so many superstars hurt? Why do we have so many? Why do teams have 11 guys, 12 guys on injured reserve like the 49ers? Like
the Ravens.
Yeah, like it's I mean, it's just you say they're smarter than us. I don't know. I don't know that they are.
But they have the data now. It's.
I mean, they've got data, but that doesn't mean that they don't. I think they've got data coming out their ass, but I don't think they follow the data. I don't think that they don't like. It's not like practical data, right? It's just they're just shitting data, and it's just not It's not.
How do you expect to succeed when you reduce the number of practices? Like you have to get your body ready for football. It's a violent game. You just have to.
It's a violent game, isn't it?
Yeah. There's no other way.
We're number 2 seed in the AFC, Billy.
Yeah. I mean, you can't take away from the fact that it's it's still a violent game. You're exactly right. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't get this. I really don't.
It's killing them is what it's doing.
Yeah, it is. So I know, hey, listen, that's a game that they should have won against the, and they did, they won, but I mean, you're right. I mean, that's a game you should, I mean, they didn't exactly, no, exactly. They didn't really exactly dominate. They didn't really go through, put the Browns through the paces. I mean, it was just, it was a win. It was a win. It was a good win. I mean, don't get me wrong. You won by 14 points. So,
the most important thing is the quickness of how quick the throws have to be for a team who has no offense. I mean, Cleveland has no offense at this point. They're going through rookies. I mean, for me, if I were the Steelers organization, I would be like, wow, we can't, we should have put up 46 on these people, 48, 50. I just don't think they get there.
I mean, like I said, it was a game you should have won. You did win. You won it by 2 touchdowns. You lost Miles Killebrew for the season.
Again, crazy.
You could have. I tell you what, with that slip of Boswell, you could have lost him too. That's why that's a big talking point that I had going into this show is the field conditions. It was bad. I mean, they're lucky they didn't get more guys hurt. How bad that was. That they had to be ashamed of themselves that they, that what a failure on the on Acrisure.
And here's the other thing. They knew the weather has been completely dry. That field should have been soaked weeks. Soak it every day. How else should you get that grass to grab? They're just not.
Right. I thought it was. I like to see Myles Garrett get shut down. He didn't do anything. It was funny. I was listening to.
He never does anything against us, and you guys act surprised.
He's got 14 sacks against you.
He's,
I mean, if we don't want to look at the stats, we don't have to. But I mean, the guy's been pretty damn bad against the Steelers.
Dan Moore Jr. shut him down, and now he's getting shut down by the guy we were all nervous about.
Trace, 1,000, 1,000 out.
It doesn't matter. He didn't do anything in the whole game. He had like
Okay.
2 tackles, and both of those tackles, he was on his back making the
Watt
tackle.
didn't do anything either. TJ
He's
Watt-
terrible. Admit it. He's
TJ Watt-
overrated. Everybody inflates him, and he does
1,000.
performances like that all the time.
Except for the
He's
fact
horrible.
that he's 4 sacks behind.
It's embarrassing that anybody even brings him into the damn conversation. One of the better defenders in the league.
So who's better, the 4-sack guy who's just winning by 4 sacks, or Myles Garrett who has 2
The
playoff?
guy who's on a team that's Kings of the North right now, currently status.
Thank God you're not prisoner of the moment. God, imagine if you were prisoner of the moment. I don't know what we would do if you weren't prisoner of the moment.
Did you know we're number 2 seed in AFC, Ed?
No, you're
Currently?
not. You are not, because there's no playoffs right now, Bubba. If there are playoffs, sure, but
Look at the damn standings. We're number 2.
if the season ended today, but it doesn't end today, it ends many weeks from now.
You know who I was surprised that had a lot of tackles in that game was Devin Bush. He led the team in tackles. He had 10 total, 7 solo.
Yeah. 2
So-
TFLs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there was ever a question of him being able to do that. I think the problem was we can never get him in position to make a play. He was so out of position all the time for us.
Coaching.
Yeah.
Right. Something, right?
Coaching. I mean, it all boils down to coaching. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If you have good coaching, you
Agreed.
get a lot out of the player.
Yeah.
Look at George Pickens, 5 receiving touchdowns already. I mean,
Yeah. What's Dallas's record?
they're actually kings of the world. They are the America's team. So I don't know.
They're not. Do they have 1 win now? Is it?
I don't know. I think they're 3-2-1 or 2-3-1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're really good. They're in good standing with him there.
They are.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. Hey, Steelers improved to 4-1. They are at the top of the AFC North. But I tell you what, they've got some. It's not going to get any easier, especially now that you don't have a bye. You're going to be playing every week until the end now.
So does that mean injury bugs are going to come back and get us, and then everybody's going to catch up?
I'm hoping not, but it's. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but
it is inevitable.
Let's talk about this Bengals matchup. You know what? I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this game. I just do. I don't know. It's just kind of like this is a game they should win, but I've kind of got just a bad feeling about. I don't know. Flacco. He seems to kind of have the Steelers' number, and I mean he can still play. He can still fling it down the field. I'm slightly worried about this. I got to be honest with you. So, but when you look at it, I mean, this matchup, you've got 2 teams going in opposite directions, basically. Steelers have won, their last 3 games, including a couple on the road. And they're, like I said, they're on top of the AFC North. By 2.5 games, I think, at this point.
I don't think that's an issue because there are no teams in the NFC North. Really,
I'm not saying it's an issue. I'm just stating the
There
obvious.
would never really have been, for that matter.
Yeah.
Compared to the Steelers, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bengals, meanwhile, they've lost 4 consecutive games since they've lost Joe Burrow to that turf toe. And I tell you, when you look at it, really, why I'm nervous about this game is because really this is a must-win for Cincinnati. If you want to keep your playoff hopes alive, if you have any inkling on doing that, this is a must-win for them, and they know that. I mean, this is and Joe Flacco knows that, and so I'm very. This could be a trap game. I'm going to tell you that right now. This could be a game that, and I really don't have a lot of, I'm a little uneasy on this matchup. I think, I watched a little bit of that Packers Bengals game, and I think really truthfully, Flacco, played halfway decent in that game, but I think now that he has a game underneath his belt and he's in that system, I don't know, man. I mean, it could be, like I said, this could be a trap game. I'd like to think that it's not going to be, but like I said, Cincinnati, it's a must-win for them if they want to keep these playoff hopes alive. You can't continue to, you can't make it 5 in a row losses. You can't continue to do that. Looking at the tail of the tape, you got a veteran quarterback battle. Obviously, you've got a rare matchup between two, quarterbacks that are over 40 years old. So.
The Icy Hot Bowl, no cameo.
Yeah, the Icy Hot Bowl, and somebody that's like myself that's in it, that's in my 40s. It's kind of leaves hope, I guess. But like seeing this. But yeah, I mean, Ed, I think Rodgers has been performing pretty well this year. I mean, I think we're lucky to have him. Let's just put it that way. We're lucky to have him because we wouldn't be where we're at without him in his performance. Really, I mean, has the third highest completion percentage and touchdown rate of his career. I think he's developed a strong chemistry with DK Metcalf. And hey, like I said last week. Against when you look on the other side, last week against the Packers, Flacco he showed some flashes of potential last week, and I think it's probably going to get even better, and that could be trouble for the Steelers. Looking at the Steelers defense versus the Bengals offense, I mean, hey, let's just get into it. The Steelers defense ranks at the bottom 4 in the NFL in key statistics like points scored, yards gained, rushing offense, passing offense, giving up an average of 30.5 points per game, and 33.4 in their last 5 outings.
Yep.
So, the Bengals are struggling on defense, ranking near the bottom, and the conversion rate against them is pretty high. A lot of teams are converting on third down against them. They've got a lot of injuries. They might be out without Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson might be he's listed questionable with this hip injury. So I don't know.
Another guy who held in.
Yeah, another guy held in. Exactly. Yeah.
You have to get ready for football.
Yeah,
I don't know why
you got to get the reps.
Yeah.
Their tight end, Mike Gesicki, he's got a pectoral issue. Tanner Hudson, concussion. They're both going to be out. Calvin Austin still dealing with that shoulder for the Steelers. Killebrew, like I said, he's going to be out for the year now with that. And then you got Deshaun Elliott, who's has a family matter. So I don't know. I mean, the Steelers. I want to look at this too. Thursday night woes. They've had some Thursday night. They have a poor Thursday night record. The Steelers do, and particularly on the road as well. So,
it's more so against Cleveland.
Well, you think I'm lying on that? They're 1-9 on Thursday since 2009. 0-6 against the Ravens and Browns in that span. However, it's the first time the Steelers and the Bengals have met in Cincinnati on a Thursday. So. And the Steelers have won their last 3 trips in Cincinnati. So they've won their last 3 in Cincinnati. So that's a little bit promising. But I don't know. Am I off on this? Could this be a trap game?
Sure.
Oh, it could be Tomlin's game. You never know.
He comes up with those gems every once in a while.
Well, doesn't he, Eddie?
Every year.
What scares you about the Bengals?
Their bad breath.
Yeah.
No, their defense is god awful. Come on. Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush. Their defense is one of the worst in the NFL. So they should be able to move the ball. It's whether or not Flacco. It all depends on Flacco. Flacco starts clicking with those wideouts. It could be a spell doom for the Steelers because their corners are just not very good. And Jamar
Which one do you double team?
You double team Jamar Chase every day of the week, 3 times on Sunday. You just don't let him be a factor. You take him completely out of the game.
Eddie, what's the tell the tape on them too, though? Isn't the other guy? I can't even remember his name. He's much bigger, isn't he? He always gives us a heart attack.
He's
Higgins,
6'4".
right?
T. Higgins is 6'4". Jamar Chase is 6'4.5". Plus, they got Yoshi Vosh, who's a big guy. He's 6'3". They picked up the tight end from Seattle, Noah Fant, so I think they'll be okay without Gesicki because Noah Fant can play. So, and they got another rookie tight end. And they also have, they have good running backs, but I just don't think it's all going to depend on Flacco. Flacco doesn't turn the ball over, it's going to be a game. Flacco turns the ball over, it's going to be another ho-hum.
Well, I think Higgins is the only thing that scares me because I think he's going to end up one-on-one, and he always seems to have a field day with that.
Well, I mean, they don't really have a number one. You don't have a number one corner. You don't have a shutdown corner.
I mean, I think you've got to put pressure on Flacco. If they can't do that, they're gonna be in trouble. If he has time back there, they're gonna be in trouble. I'm just they're gonna be in trouble.
He's not gonna be able to run. He's not like exactly a Lamar Jackson out there. He's slower now.
They do a good job of running the ball though, as a team. I mean, they're
well, let's see if 99 and or whatever the hell Benton's number is. It might be 98. No, that's Leal, isn't it? Let's see if they could shut that down.
It's possible. We just have to gotta wait and see. That's why they play them games.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not. I just have an uneasy feeling about this. I don't know. I really don't know. I just kind of there's just something. Like I said, this could be one of those trap games. I really feel Flacco has a good record against the Steelers. And, I just think if you can't get to him and you can't put pressure on him and he has time back there, I mean, he has the weapons. I mean, let's face it. He has the weapons.
Yeah.
He has targets, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of targets. And, so I don't know. This is like I said, this could be a trap game for the Steelers. So, all right, let's go around. Prediction. I'm gonna go 24-20 Steelers.
Hold on, let me get the score up. Over under 44.5. Ooh, it's come down a full point. You were favored by 5.5. Now you're favored by 4.5. And 44.5 is the over under. What do you think, Trace?
42-13 Steelers.
I'm gonna go 24-20 Bengals.
Okay.
I think they have a shot. That's a lot of money coming in to move that by a point, especially in the NFL.
Yeah.
They might.
Like I said, I'm not. I don't feel confident. The confidence is. I'm a little bit leery on it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it might be.
Yeah.
If that defense didn't keep getting better each week, and the offensive line continues to show the growth that they did, I would have same doubts that you do. But I think with those two things getting better, the team doesn't fall off.
Well, yeah, I just look at it from you're going up against a quarterback that knows you, and it's had good success against you.
Yep.
And if you're not able to get pressure on him, I know I sound like a broken record, but if you're not able to get pressure on him, and he has time back there with the targets that he has, you're talking, you're talking some. He's got targets. I mean,
and he's got a playoff win too, which the Steelers don't have in the time since way before time, in the land before time.
Well, no, I agree with you. I think that's why Tomlin was pissed. He's like, "Oh, now we got to face this guy."
Yeah, remember when Paul Malo picked him off?
It was great. It was such an absurd thing to say by Tomlin. How weird was that?
It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird, but I think it was kind of like you kind of pissed in my Wheaties, so to speak. I had everything.
Yeah. You definitely was salty about it, huh?
You're commenting on another team's trade. I mean, come on.
Well, why do you care?
Exactly. That's the thing. Pay attention to your house.
Yeah. You always say that,
exactly.
Can't live in our fears. Yeah. That's kind of living in your fears, right? If you're worried about, I mean, I don't know.
If you're worried about a team who's 2-3.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
He sounds a little afraid to me.
Right.
and somehow some indignant because they went and made a trade.
Yeah.
The hell were they supposed to do? Keep losing so that you can have yet another easy season?
Well, I mean, they want to try to salvage their season, and I know,
Exactly.
I see why they did what they did.
Yeah.
They want to try to salvage their season. I don't think there's anything. I don't find fault with them on
No,
that.
not at all.
I mean, they went out, and I mean, really, when you look at it, it was a good move for both parties.
Definitely.
So
I don't know. I think the Browns have made poor decision after poor decision after poor decision.
well, I do too. I do too.
But that's the Browns. That's
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
That's the Browns.
I do
Browns
too.
are the Browns, and he got his butt kicked on the field for the guy who said that.
Who?
Juju. He got beat up on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was just stupid, unprofessional.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I don't know.
It had no bearing on anything.
No.
We live in our fears. We don't blink. We cut our eyelids off. Blah 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 blah. The standard is getting to the playoffs and losing. Oh wait, he didn't say that. That's just what the standard is. I mean, it's just it was idiotic.
Yeah.
Unless I don't remember if he was asked the question.
I don't remember either. Yeah, I don't. But he wasn't.
Question.
He wasn't.
Teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they could make fun of the Steelers for all kinds of poor trades and extremely poor first-round draft picks.
Yeah. All right, let's talk less speculation about Freiermuth. Could he be trade bait for the Steelers?
Yes.
Yeah, but who really needs a tight end?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you say, well, okay, that they acquired Johnny Smith in the offseason back in June. You've had, they've been utilizing Darnell Washington a lot. He's kind of had a reduced role here. I think it's just because he's a piss poor blocker, and that's the reason being. They reduced his role because they need to run more 13 personnel sets.
Their line stinks. They have to bring those two tight ends.
And they got to have tight ends that can block. And if you're a tight end that can't block, then in that type of scheme, there's not going to be a role for you. I think
exactly does not fit our scheme anymore. That's why they should get rid of him.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're going to do that.
No real market. I mean, nobody's like a tight end away from doing anything.
Yeah, and it's not like he's
not Kelsey. He's not
right. I mean, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not. I don't know. And when you look at it, they'd incur dead money charges if they did that.
They would.
So why would they do that? It wouldn't be advantageous for them to do that, in my opinion.
And it'd be out of character as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, I know there's speculation of that happening. I don't see. I don't really see that. So
I don't either. I can't even think of a team that would need a tight end.
No, and I mean, listen. I think if they can, who knows. We're at what we're going into week 7.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's pump the brakes here. He may start to have a bigger role.
I think you both are spot on that it's just not. They can't afford to have him on the field.
Well, no, I mean the whole purpose of having 13 personnel is we need extra protection for our line that sometimes, and I tell you what though, they did a great job against the Browns. I will give them credit on that.
They dominated them.
They had to have those two tight ends the whole time because the line is that bad.
And it takes away targets. It takes away targets when you have that.
And he still has to get rid of the ball in 2.8 seconds.
Correct.
We still threw 2 touchdowns for over 200 yards, and we still ran for 100 yards.
So, I mean, when you're looking at it, the reason they're saying, okay, we're doing 13 personnel because we need more protection for Rodgers. You don't block well. Sorry, Pat. You're gonna have a reduced role. Yes. You don't block well. So,
access denied.
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk. Let's switch gears here. We're almost at the We're almost at the 40-minute mark. 2, 1, and we're at the 40-minute mark. Okay, let's switch gears. Let's talk Penguins. I know we want to talk Penguins. We want to talk Pitt, and then close it out with the Riverhounds. Watch that game last night, guys. You know, you go up 2-0 in the first period, and I'm like, you know, okay, we're looking good. But I also know that, you know, and I hate to pile on him, but I also knew who was in net and what kind of team you're facing, a young team against the Anaheim Ducks. Lost 4-3 to the Anaheim Ducks, opening up your West Coast road trip. Second consecutive loss. You got your ass kicked against the Rangers Saturday night, 6-1. Like I said, Sullivan came to town and got revenge.
He did.
Yeah. I thought special teams last night were terrible for the Penguins. I thought they were bad, especially in the penalty kill. I thought they were piss poor. You know, I mean, it was tied there. Game-winning goal came on a power play with 1:27 remaining in the game. And I'm going to say right now, and I'm going to get to this, but a lot of soft goals let up by Jari, okay? Don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want about, oh, well, they didn't do exactly good playing in front of them. I get it, but I tell you what, and I'll get to his stats. I'll prove my point here on that one. But, you know, penalty kill struggled last night. Yep. You know, you allowed 2 goals and 6 power play opportunities, and it was, you know, it hasn't been good these last 2 games. I'm just good. And then now you're going in tomorrow night to face the Kings, you know,
it's gonna be tough.
Couple positive notes, I guess, in the game. Sidney Crosby recorded 2 assists. He passed Steve Yzerman for 9th on all-time in NHL history. One other positive note I got to say is this Justin Brazeau. This guy just scored his fourth goal of the season. Yeah, I mean, this guy he's a big target in front. I like his that front net presence. He's a nuisance there. I like him in pairing with Malkin. I think Malkin and him play really well together. I think he kind of makes Malkin's job a little easier. Ricard Raquel, I thought, played well last night. I thought it was nice to see Anthony Mantha score his first goal. You know, I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know. Crystal Tang, I thought, played piss poor last night. You know, I don't know. You know, it was not a good go up 2-0. And then, you know, you just I knew it wasn't a safe lead. And it's never a safe lead with these guys. It really isn't.
So, Billy, back to Pat's question. Do you think that they'll actually even think about breaking these 3 up?
No. It's Malkin's last year, okay? They're not going to trade him. It's his last freaking year, okay? He's not coming back now. He's going to retire from hockey. They're not going to trade him. Crosby's not going anywhere, okay? He's just not going anywhere. It's just they're not going to do it. He's not. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He's said time and time again. You know, you have all this speculation. Oh, he's no. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He's not. It's not going to happen. Okay.
So let me ask you a question. What's the point of the year then? Why play? Because you can't win.
Yeah.
Right. The younger players aren't producing.
You know what, Ed? You need to ask FSG that. Because you need to know what because I don't know what the hell they're doing. I really don't. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't want to win. They don't want to give up the superstars. I guess they think that because you have the 3, you know, that maybe it's going to put butts in the seats. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're playing. You know, Kyle Dubas. You know, he's an idiot. He just doesn't do. He makes dumb decision after dumb decision. Yeah. And I mean, I tell you what, his biggest blemish is the idiot that he had in net last night. Okay, yeah. You know, I mean,
they definitely have to move Carlson, right? He's definitely gone at the trade deadline. If they'll have to pick up a portion of salary, but you got to get rid of him.
Yeah, but who's going to want him with his performance?
There'll be a team that wants an offensive defenseman come for the rush. You know that happens.
Well, when you're down on your production, that's kind of easier said than done. So
yeah,
you know. I mean, he has not been he hasn't been actually, you know, he hasn't been that productive. Let's just say. So, all right, you know, people say I'm hard on Jari. Okay, let me just throw some stats at you. Jari's save percentage right now is .818. That's below league average. Okay. Last night, okay, you're saying, oh, people need to play better in front of them. Okay, well, how about this? He allowed 4 goals on 22 shots.
Oh, that's brutal.
I mean, that's not good.
It is not.
You can say what you want to say about people playing in front of him. I mean, and I agree. He has. They haven't played exactly stellar, but when you allow when you allow 4 shots, or I'll get it right, 4 goals on 22 shots. Anybody that knows hockey, that's an indication the goalie could have played better. Just saying.
Yep.
He's not very good.
He is not.
No. Like I said, you take an early 2-0 lead, but you can't hold it. This team can't hold it. Here's another thing. They only managed 10 shots on goal in the final 40 minutes. They were, like I said, they were piss poor in the penalty kill.
Tired. That's and that's the stats it's going to be all year. They're just a tired team.
Right.
Two period league, they dominate. 3-period league.
Well, no, you couldn't. You've got a young team in the Ducks, and coached by Joel Quellenville, and they had the youth was on their side, and I said that last night. I said, "Oh, it's 2-0," but I'm like, this is not, they're going to wear down, and they sure as hell did,
And then did I see that the Ducks put out fake masks that look like ducks to their fans? I thought that was cool, though.
Yeah, I did too. I like that how they did the hockey mask duck. I thought that was pretty cool. They were giving those out. It was their first. It was their home opener. So
that's why. That's it. That was cool.
It was 3-3 there, and then I tell you what, and I could tell he was pissed because he knew he effed up. But he had to delay a game penalty at Parker Wotherspoon late in the third period. You give up that goal with 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining, and I mean that tell you what, that was a soft goal too that he gave up. I mean,
they need a youthful goaltender. Where is he? He's in Wilkesboro. Bring him up.
Yeah. So
I
want to mention something too about this game. I didn't understand what was going on with Getzoff. The radio guy came on and did the remaining of the game, and I'm like, okay, there's Colby Armstrong, and where's Getzoff? I guess he had a health scare. They said he fainted in the booth,
huh.
and they said he's okay, reportedly okay, but he was in the hospital, so they took him to the hospital. So he
travel. Little tachycardia probably made him a little tired.
Yeah. So
a little faint. That's okay. He'll be back. He needs water. He was poorly hydrated.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. Let's talk a little Pitt football. Pitt versus Florida State. Defeated Florida State 34-31. Road upset. Now you've got Florida State losing 3 games in a row. Heinstrom threw 321 yards, 2 touchdowns, 21 of 29, and also contributed to 64 rushing yards. I tell you what, this kid is.
He could play.
Yeah. I sent you guys that text. What was it, about halftime? I said, Eli who?
We got ourselves a football player.
Yeah,
don't forget, it's a very small sample size, not a lot of tape on him. So you're going to expect early success. Once he starts building that tape, they're going to find the tendencies. They're going to find a way because they always do. So that's why I think he's playing well. And the thing that boggles my mind is how bad was he that he couldn't beat out Holstein in the beginning of the year? Because there was a competition.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. I know, right. That's a very good point. He wasn't able to beat out Holstein in camp.
Right.
Now, why is that though? Is there something underlying with that?
Holstein's got a bunch of games on tape, right? This kid does not.
Right.
So I believe me, as a Pitt alum, it just infuriates me and my soapbox. So I can't stand Narduzzi. This should be a 6-0 team. This should be a bowl eligible team by now. Those two
It should be a ranked team by now.
Yeah, but they're inexcusable losses. Those two losses. You're dominating both the games. You're up 17-0 in one, and you're up 24-14 in the other.
We said it. They beat themselves in those games. Period. Yeah. They beat themselves in those games.
And now they find themselves up against Syracuse, somehow double-digit favorites again, favored against them. I don't know how, but they are double-digit favorites against Syracuse. I guess they don't believe in Syracuse in the Carrier Dome up there,
Guess it'll be a fun game to watch.
Castellanos passed for 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was. I mean, I don't know. He was. They didn't do enough to win. That's for sure. Desmond Reed in his return. I mean, he's
the difference maker, Billy.
He was the difference maker. I think he made everybody's job a lot easier. When you look at it, Florida State led 21-14 at halftime. But you had that fumble in midfield in the third quarter. Pitt took advantage of it, led to a field goal. And a 27-24 lead for the Panthers. And then you had that 3-yard touchdown run by Ja'Karian Turner with I think it was 2.5 minutes left.
He looks good too, Billy.
Huh?
He looks good too.
He looks good too. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, Narduzzi, he's such an interesting coach because he doesn't have a lot of NL, but man, does he get a lot out of what he has. Yeah. That defense, I can't believe that number 3, that linebacker will not be there next year. There's no way. As fast as he is and as good as he is, somebody's going to scoop him up.
Right.
I think he's only a second year. I don't think he's a junior, but somebody's going to grab him up and give him some money. The kid can fly.
Right.
Legitimately, he can move.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll tell you what, when you look at it, Florida State they struggled defensively.
Oh, yeah. I can run like the wind blows.
Yeah. They had a lot of, when you look at it, Pitt converted 3 times on 4th downs, which I thought were hell of a, those were gambles on Narduzzi's.
Their first drive was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Come right down and all those conversions and they score a touchdown. That set the tone for the whole game.
Yeah.
But
Florida
plays though. Every game they have stupid plays.
Right. Florida State had a little bit of injuries on offense. I know that Deuce Robinson was out. That other guy, White, has been out.
Yep.
But Pitt just. And I agree. This kid. As they get more tape on him, they may start to kind of figure him out a little bit. Okay, let me pose this question to you guys then. Right now, do you think right now Holstein's going to see the field again before the year, or is Heinz still the guy from here on out?
Well, there's no doubt about it. He's going to see the field because the quarterbacks get hurt. There's no doubt. Is he going to be named the starter? If he comes out against Syracuse, they're going to Syracuse Saturday night, Carrier Dome. They're a 10.5-point favorite. That's a lot of points for Pitt.
Yeah.
At least I think so. So, if the kid comes out and throws 4 or 5 interceptions, you can't afford to give him any more games if he does that.
Yeah, barring injury, I think you keep the hard hand going.
Sure, but then when he falters, Narduzzi's coaching for his job. So I think that
when he's not a hard hand, you get back to the other guy.
Right, exactly.
So that's my question. Do you think that's going to happen?
Yes.
Crystal ball. Are you saying?
I have to agree with Trace. I say yes.
You think it is?
600-stack says yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So you think it's going to happen?
AR 40-501 says yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to grab something here. Okay. I'm posing it out there, posing a question. All right. Let's look at Syracuse. Let's look at this. This preview. I know that's a lot of favored points there. Offensive strengths of Pitt. Pitt, the strong offensive line. I think they have a very good offensive line. I think they're playing well. Very much a high-powered offense so far. We'll
they
see
can
what
run the hell out of the ball.
Yeah. Can it be consistent throughout the season? That's the big question. You know,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, okay, you know.
They can run the ball. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think Pitt's going to need a strong outing from their defense on this. I think Syracuse, they've got a pretty strong passing attack, and they got to put some pressure on this quarterback. You've got an inexperienced quarterback because of the injury, so you know. But also Syracuse has the ability to score some big plays and score on big plays. So I think their passing attack is their major weapon. Would you say that? For the Orange,
I would. I don't know that they run it very well.
yeah.
But again, it's just like you said, they're going to have issues.
Yeah,
because of the injury. So,
and they've got a pretty decent defense as well.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be focused on getting pressure on our quarterback, on Heistel. So, you know, who's you know, it's going to be, you know,
although they've thrown for almost 2,000 yards already, and they've rushed for 670 yards. This is team wise. That's a lot. That's a lot of yards.
You're talking Syracuse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
So it could end up being a shootout then.
It could.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, their passing attack is their major weapon. You know,
shit, almost 2,000 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you've got a quarterback. That quarterback could run and throw too. So,
yeah,
you know,
with the aerial assault,
they kind of have a balanced attack, if you will.
Right, the assault, the aerial.
So,
yeah, I mean, compared to Pitt,
I think, you know, you look at the offensive line, Pitt's offensive line going against Syracuse, you know, front. I think you just got to control the line of scrimmage. You just got to do that. And you know, Syracuse defensive line has gotten some pressure on quarterbacks this year as well. So, like I said, I think you got to be looking to control that line of scrimmage. I think, you know, the big thing for Syracuse is their passing attack going against Pitt's secondary. It's going to be a key matchup. You know, they're going to look to exploit some weaknesses in the secondary, which, you know, they have been a little bit vulnerable at times this season. They have given some big plays over the top up this year, and that's you gotta try to minimize.
I think they have the advantage in that though, because I think their front seven really gets after it. I mean, they really do, and that travels anywhere. I mean, they had so much pressure on Florida State. You know,
they did. It was swarming pressure.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was amazing.
Let's do a prediction. Ed, I'm going to go with you first.
For me, this looks like a 30-22 Pitt victory.
Okay, 30-22?
Yep.
Okay, Trace?
Jesus, man. 35-31 Pitt.
Okay. I'm going to go 34-17 Pitt.
That's a good one.
So,
you have a lot of faith in our defense.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, that front seven can get after it, man.
Yeah. They can, but the Syracuse could throw the ball, and if we get up a little bit, they might be able to just come back later. That's all I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I really like the Pitt defense in this.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift focus. Let's wrap it up with the Riverhounds. Let's talk a little Riverhounds. Ed and I are beat writers for the team. We were down at the last home game last weekend, Saturday, against Indy 11, a win. But I mean, you can't really cover them if you're not talking about the big story that has been going around since Friday night when the news broke. Coach Bob Lilly has been placed on administrative leave. You've got assistant coach Rob Vitson taking over, serving as the active coach. The news, everything's coming, saying no specific reason for the leave has been publicly provided. Ed and I kind of know, we think we kind of know what happened. And, folks out there listening, it's nothing like Ed and I initially went kind of dark and thinking, okay, this is something that happened, like that he did. It's something internal. It's something internal. It's a disagreement, I think, between coach and owner, and maybe some coach and player issues. I think, and Ed, I'm trying to handle this with kid gloves, but I think it just basically comes down to
he's an old school coach.
He's an old school coach, and you've got some people that maybe don't appreciate that and don't this day and age. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with this, but this day and age, you've got, it's sometimes when you're an old school coach in any sport, that sometimes can get you in hot water, so to speak. And I think that there's some clearly, if you know Bob Lilly, like we know Bob Lilly, and that's, because we ask him questions in post-game press conferences, and we have some interaction with him. He's no nonsense guy, and I think that there's a little bit of friction, let's say, between him and the front office. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to throw out and speculate. I don't want to put information out there that's half-hearted information. I want to, but I mean, Ed and I kind of got the gist of what, I mean.
And if you'd like to know more, Keith Barnes, the guy we write with down in the press box he wrote a great article yesterday about it. If you want to read more, it's the Post Gazette. He's a Post Gazette guy. Yeah.
I mean, Keith has, we all talk in the press box. We all are very cordial with one another, and we have a good time. I mean, it's a great time down there, right? Yep. But I mean, we kind of come to the conclusion of what happened, and and then they're keeping it under wraps, and I understand why they're doing that. It's understandable, but as journalists and being reporters like we are, we also have an obligation to get to the bottom of things, and they have to appreciate that as well. You've got to appreciate the sensitive nature on things like that in protecting the organization, but you also got to appreciate from a reporter standpoint of we're here to do a job, and that's to report on the news of the team and what's going on with the team, and we have an obligation as well to consumers of our media, so if you will. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we don't know what's really going to happen. I mean, we kind of speculate. We kind of think we know what's going to happen. But I mean, we shall see. It's a hell of a time for this to happen. You just clinched your playoff spot for the 8th consecutive season with that 2-1 win over Indy 11 last Saturday. So they're in the playoffs. Going to be interesting to see. You've got Monterey Bay. You're at Monterey Bay on Saturday. Kickoff at 10 p.m. I mean, what do you think about this match? I mean,
they should easily win.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Easily. 1 or 2-0 would be perfect. They should easily win. Come back for the finale and be ready for the playoffs, and maybe sneak out a home game.
Well, you and I talked about this, Ed, and I know other guys in the media talked about this too. That under Rob Vincent, and I know it was just like 24 hours. It wasn't like it's this has been like a couple weeks now. It was literally it was the night before the game. This announcement came, but I tell you what, that match Saturday, like I said, it was 24 hours removed from the big news that happened, but it just seemed like the team played different under Rob Vincent. It just seemed like I don't know. How would you describe it? I would describe it as it just seemed like they had a little bit more pep in their step. Yep. They just
more energy, more so in the front foot than necessarily defending a lead.
Yeah, which
led to a second goal, which they needed.
I mean, we interviewed Danny Griffin. Danny Griffin said basically, like, listen, I got my coach's back. Of course, we were going to ask questions about this. I mean, of course we were going to. I mean, I thought we were very selective on how the questions were asked. I thought
he was professional.
everything was professional. Nobody crossed the line. But I thought that the questions that we asked, I thought were legitimate, legitimate questions. I mean, I thought,
Yes.
but
Pointed.
so I mean, as it looks right now, more than likely it's going to be Hartford. Correct. I mean, it's more than likely going to be at Hartford, as it looks now, and that could be a little bit of a tough matchup for them. But I don't know. So, but we'll see. But yeah, I think they win against Monterey Bay. I don't think they have any problems with that. So,
yep.
So, any other thoughts on that, Ed?
No, I agree.
Trace,
go. Whatever, River Rounds.
Go sports.
Go sports. So,
get goals.
Get goals. Yeah. Okay. Get girls too, right? Get goals, get girls.
That's usually the way it happens.
All right. Yeah. All right. We've got tomorrow night. We've got Steel City Sunday. We're obviously going to be covering the Steeler game. We'll be down there at North Park Lounge. Here's who we got lined up for tomorrow. At 5 p.m., we've got John Fedko joining. At 5:15, we've got we're pleased to announce Mr. Todd Haley, former Steelers offensive coordinator, former head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, former offensive coordinator of the Browns. He's going to be a regular from here on out. He's going to be doing a segment called Coach's Corner each pregame. So we've got him at 5:15. We've got at 5:30, we've got Mike Ostie in the mic drop. 5:45, we got Paul Zeist. 6 p.m., we got the reset, the first hour. 6:15, we got Anthony Halkus is joining us. 6:30, we got Zig Fracassi, NFL insider. 6:45, we've got Carl Jick Jack Johnson with Consig's Picks. 7 p.m., Paul Zeist. And then wrap-up show with yours truly. Myself, so I'll be taking you to kickoff. So, and we've got some other news to announce. We've got another partner, and it's just everything's growing with this. It's unbelievable. So, but yeah, I mean that's big news. We've got for the remaining of the year, we've got Todd Haley, we've got like John Fedko. We've got a lot of stuff here. So, and it's going well. So, all right. Real quick, some other shows we got. We got Friday. We got the wraparound with Pat Bernard. That's at 10:30. We just had this tonight. Props, locks, and parlays with Mike Lauro. Friday we've got attacking third with. Thursday. Tomorrow. We've got the attacking third with Pat Bernard, Steve Fuentes at 9 p.m. And then we've got Happy Valley Huddle with Mike Lauro, Penn State football post-game show. We got PM in the AM, Sundays at 9 a.m. We got the final word with Matty B, Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. So that's what we got lined up for this week. Like I said, watch our pre- and post-game tomorrow. Yeah, that'll do it. So, but all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you next week.